Trish. I am the Purple Yarnivore. And today's video is a finished objects video. I know. I have so many whips. I'm just always surprised when I can finish anything. But I actually do manage to get some things done. But before I go into my finished objects, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watch it till the end. I feel so lucky and blessed, and I'm grateful to everybody who watches my videos, new subscribers, returning. Thank you for joining me today and taking time out of the precious hours in your life and dedicating them to me. So on to the finished objects. I do intend to make a whip video, but it might be kind of long because I have a lot of whips. But, you know, I noticed there's at least two kinds of people in the crochet world: those who work on one project at a time, and those who have multiple projects going. Sometimes we lose interest in them. Sometimes we find something that we want to work on more. It's just, you know, we're just all such unique human beings. And when we find things in common, that's what brings us closer together. So, but today is not a whip video. It is a finished objects video. So I am going to show you what I have finished. So the first thing I want to show you are my hats. Now I do have a Centro knitting machine. And at first I had such a hard time with it, dropping stitches, everything. And I went down the Centro knitting rabbit hole on YouTube and figured out some stuff, tried some different things, and I've been lucky enough to have success. So one thing I do want to say, though, that I have difficulty with is, you know, when you have color changing yarns, they can have knots in them, and that can wreak havoc on the Centro knitting machine. Well, more on your project than the machine itself, but them knots just come by surprise, and you never know when they're going to happen. More if you're hand cranking the Centro knitting machine. But if you use a drill like I do, because you don't have the patience to hand crank, or you feel like your hand's gonna fall off, your arm gets really tired, yeah, you're gonna miss that knot that comes along, and then your yarn's gonna snap, and a few stitches go by before you notice, and then you got to go back, and then when you go back you drop stitches, and it's just, yeah, I haven't figured out a solution to that mess, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I knitted some hats on my machine, and I love them so much. So I like to test out different yarns to see what will work and what won't work. The first one I used is the Yarn Bee Delish Boutique in the color Plum Bunny. So that's the one I used. I got it at the clearance sale last year, and this is what the colorway looks like. And it did well on my knitting machine, actually. This is a wool blend. Oh, I'm sorry, 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. So there's a lot of hairs in it. And this is how it turned out. Because this is a 3-weight yarn and not a 4-weight, I did extra rows. So I did 130 rows for this hat instead of the 110 or 120 that I normally do. I did try to do a hat in the Karen latte cakes, and it was coming out perfectly. I got 3/4 of the way through the hat, and I got a knot that tried, and it won't go through the eye of the tensioner, and it won't go through the little slot that you put your yarn through when you start knitting. So yeah, it was a bad situation, and stitches were dropping all over the place, and I couldn't keep up with them, and I just frogged the whole darn thing. But it can be done with the Karen latte cakes. I had success until the knot came. Okay. So this is the hat that I made with the Yarn Bee Delish Boutique. I don't believe they carry this yarn anymore. I think it's discontinued. But this is the hat that I made, and it's so lovely and beautiful. It worked up really well. It's soft, okay? And very hairy though, with the alpaca in it. But yeah, this is how it turned out. And I wanted to make it long enough so that you could flip it up if you need to. So that is the first hat. Now, the rest of my hats that I'm going to show you today is the Hershner's Worsted Stripes yarn. Now, I just want to say this yarn, okay, it's not really coarse. It's not really scratchy or itchy. It actually, it's like a red heart with love, okay? So it's not the softest yarn in the world, but it's not like the old Super Saver. So it is nice. It's definitely good against your skin and as a wearable. It's soft, but it's not super soft. Okay. So the first hat I made was using the Hershner's Worsted Stripes in the color Fiery Canyon. So this is what that colorway looks like. I used about maybe half a ball of this. Anyway, this is how that hat works up on a knitting machine, and this is what the colorway looks like when it's knitted up. And of course, you can fold it up. So yeah, when you want to see, like, I was just so curious about how these stripes worked up, because you see them in the ball, right? But then it's like, well, how do they work up? How thick are the stripes when they work up, and all of that. So yeah, and that's how it looks. And if I were to flip it inside out, that's what it looks like on the other side, because these are like a double layer, so they're totally reversible. And that is what the first hat looks like, Fiery Canyon. The second one, I used the color Snowbird, okay? And this is what that colorway looks like. Luckily, I did not find any knots in this yarn when I was using it on my knitting machine. Thank you, God. Thank God. And so this is Snowbird. It's so pretty. And this is how that colorway worked up. Isn't that just so pretty? And so, and this is what it looks like on the reverse, pretty much the same. Yeah, so, and of course, you can flip up the brim. And this is how that colorway turned out. So I'm going to show them together. Isn't it just gorgeous? This is great yarn for making hats on a knitting machine, because it does stripe up so well, and the stripes are nice and thick. Okay. The next hat I made was using the colorway Frosty Autumn, and this is what that color looks like. So pretty, isn't it gorgeous? I love all the stripes yarn. And I'd be willing, because I believe you can machine wash and dry this. And this is a 4-weight yarn, by the way. I've already made a video on this last week, I want to say, not that long ago. So you're all good with this, but this is what that color looks like. And this is how that colorway works up. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Now flip it wrong side out, inside out, whatever. There's no wrong side. And that's what that looks like. It's so lovely. I really like it so much. And they're going to be so nice and warm because they're knitted and they're double layered. So yeah, that's what that looks like. That's how that baby stripes up. Isn't it so pretty? These are the perfect hats. Okay, the perfect, or not hats. This is just the most perfect yarn for knitting on a Centro machine. Absolutely wonderful. And last, I did a hat. Now, I haven't gone through all the colors yet, but this is what I've done so far, okay? The next one I did is just called Neutrals. And it's got grays and tans and browns in it. And I made a hat using this colorway. And this is what the hat looks like. Isn't that so lovely? If you're a neutrals person, this is for you. Look at that. And I'll turn it inside out like I did the other ones. Yeah. So this is the hat that goes with this colorway. Isn't it lovely? You know, this would knit up into such a beautiful sweater too. Now, I haven't crocheted with this yarn yet. I was just too excited to make hats, but this is how that works up. So I have one more finished object to show. So I got 5 hats done. Very lovely hats, I must say. I love this yarn for making hats, the stripes yarn. So a while ago, I had ordered some blanket kits from Mary Maxim because they had them on sale. And I don't know, I think I ordered like 4 or 5. And you might be able to find this pattern on their website since it's a Mary Maxim pattern. But I got the blanket kit, or the Afghan kit, called the Crocheted Stripes Throw. And this is what it looks like. Now, I won't be able to show the entire blanket because it's long and everything, but I can show you enough of it. And they had some different colorways in ordering this kit. I'm bringing it a little closer. You could choose which colors you wanted to use. It's a very simple stitch and it works up beautifully. So I have my blanket right here. I can't believe I finished stuff. Okay. So I followed the pattern exactly. Okay. So I didn't veer off or change anything in the pattern. I did it exactly. Except, actually, I did run out of one of the colors. So the color I ran out of was this cream color. And right here, this cream right here was actually supposed to be 6 rows. And I ran out at 3 rows. So what I did was I took the light blue that I had extra of, and I just finished those 3 rows and then continued on with the pattern. So they actually need to put one more ball of this cream color in there. It had 3 balls. It had 6 balls of the blue. Let me double check that. Okay, so it had 5 balls of the blue, 2 balls of the light blue, and 3 balls of the cream. And they actually need to put a 4th ball of the cream in there. But I managed. Since it's random stripes, it's probably not going to be noticeable. But this is how it turned out. Isn't it lovely? And it just has a simple single crochet border all the way around, 2 rows of the single crochet. And yeah, I actually completed it. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, it's so beautiful. And again, that is the Crochet Afghan kit, Crocheted Stripes Throw. Okay, had to pause for a minute, sorry. So anyway, that is everything that I have finished so far. This absolutely lovely Afghan. Absolutely, I love the blues and the creams. They are just gorgeous. I can't wait to start using it. My cats have already started using it, which is why it's got cat hair on it. It's not alpaca. And I believe this uses the worsted 8 stripes. No, I'm sorry. It uses the Mary Maxim Starlet yarn, which is a medium weight, worsted weight number 4. And it called for an H hook. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. It turned out so well, and I just love it so much. It's soft, it's squishy, it's just a great Afghan. So yeah, so I got the Afghan, I got the 5 hats, and those are my finished objects. Yay! I accomplished something. Anyway, that is all I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed my makes, and if they still have this on their website, check out the Mary Maxim Afghan kits. They're absolutely lovely. It gives you a chance to try out new yarns that you probably wouldn't normally buy yourself. Just like the Mary Maxim Crochet Club, you know, you get to try different things, and it's all there for you. The pattern, the yarn, and they're always having Afghan kits on clearance. Okay, so go check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my finished objects. I enjoyed and loved making them so much, and having this opportunity to share them with you. Anyway, take care, be safe, do random acts of kindness, show compassion and mercy and understanding, just for the sake of humankind. And we'll see you in the next video.